Imagine having the most talented player in the Premier League in your squad, and all you could offer him was a loan to Burnley. This isn't just another transfer story. This isn't just another tale of a player proving doubters wrong. This is the story of how Cole Palmer went from Manchester City reject to Chelsea's saviour in just one season. Since joining Chelsea, no Premier League player has registered more goal contributions than him, and he's just a midfielder. He's the coldest, the calmest, and the most exciting talent in the Premier League. What you're about to discover is the exact blueprint of how Palmer fought his way through rejection to dominate English football. Not just through goals and assists, but through a mentality so ice-cold it earned him a legendary nickname. Every stage of his journey has been documented, every rejection analysed, and every moment of brilliance that seemed impossible has been broken down to show you how talent, when combined with determination, always finds a way. We'll explore how he nearly got released at 16, the Guardiola years that almost broke him, and the Chelsea explosion that made him a superstar. But first, let me show you just how close this story came to never happening at all. But what if someone told you that a player Manchester City deemed surplus to requirements would become the Premier League's most dangerous creator in his very first season? September 1st, 2023, transfer deadline day. £42.5 million. Chelsea's desperate gamble on a City reject. The fans weren't impressed. Another overpriced signing. Why didn't we get a proper star? Who even is Cole Palmer? But Palmer had other plans. His debut came against Nottingham Forest. A substitute appearance. Quiet introduction. No fanfare. Then came his first start against Brighton. Carabao Cup. The assist for the winning goal. A glimpse of what was coming. But it was his first Premier League goal that announced his arrival. Burnley away, October 2023, a penalty, ice-cold conversion. The celebration? A simple shrug. That shrug would become legendary. What followed was pure magic. November, goals against Manchester City, against his former club. The shrug celebration. Revenge served cold. December, goal of the month against Luton. January, performances that had England calling. February, the breakthrough was complete. But March and April were when Palmer truly exploded. 11 goals in just 6 games. Hat-trick against Manchester United. 4 goals against Everton. Numbers that defied belief. By season's end, the statistics were staggering. 25 goals in all competitions. 22 in the Premier League. 11 assists, second only to Erling Haaland in goals, second only to Ollie Watkins in assists. The reject had become the revelation. But before he conquered Chelsea, Palmer had to survive the moment that almost ended his career before it began. 2018, Cole Palmer was just 16 years old. Manchester City Academy, the meeting that would decide his future. His name was on the list, the release list. 2 seasons of struggle, physical development behind his peers, performances that had dipped. The academy coaches had made their decision. Palmer wasn't fast enough, wasn't strong enough, wasn't the type of player they were looking for. They wanted pace, they wanted power. They wanted dribblers who could beat men. Palmer was none of these things. But just as they were about to cut him loose, one man stepped in. Jason Wilcox, academy director, the man who saw what others couldn't. He's extremely clever, Wilcox said. You can't even see what he's seeing. Palmer had the brains, the football intelligence, the ability to read the game like a chess master, but he knew his size was holding him back. Then something miraculous happened. Over the next 12 months, Palmer shot up in height. From 5'7" to 6'2". His body finally caught up with his mind. A year later, he wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. Captain of City's under-18s. League title winner, 20 goal contributions in just 12 games, FA Youth Cup finalist. The boy they almost released had become their most promising talent. Long before he was breaking records, Palmer was just another kid from Manchester with a dream. May 6, 2002. Wythenshawe, a middle-class district of Manchester. Nothing special, nothing extraordinary. But in the Palmer household, football was everything. His father was actively involved in local football, Sunday league matches, grassroots passion, the foundation of dreams. Young Cole would watch his dad play, absorbing the basics, learning the game, developing that hunger to be the best. At 8 years old, Palmer faced his first major decision. 2 offers: Manchester United, a trial; Manchester City, a concrete offer. The choice was simple: security over uncertainty, guarantee over gamble. Palmer chose City. It was the right decision. City's academy was among the world's best, state-of-the-art facilities, world-class coaching, the perfect environment for talent to flourish. Palmer's hero was Wayne Rooney, a Manchester United legend, the player he dreamed of becoming. Ironic, considering he'd chosen City over United. But dreams don't recognize club boundaries. From those humble beginnings in Wythenshawe, Palmer was taking his first steps toward greatness. Then came the most frustrating period of Palmer's career, being good enough for the first team, but not quite good enough for Pep Guardiola. 2020, Palmer's first team debut, Carabao Cup against Burnley, the same team he'd later score his first Chealsea goal against. Poetry in motion. But debuts don't guarantee futures. Guardiola's City was a machine, perfectly oiled, every position filled by world-class talent. Kevin De Bruyne controlled the center, Phil Foden owned the left, Bernardo Silva dominated the right. Where was the space for Palmer? The 2022-23 season was Palmer's breakthrough year. 25 appearances, regular off the bench, crucial matches against Liverpool, Chelsea, Sevilla. His form was soaring. Super Cup final against Sevilla, he scored. Community Shield against Arsenal, he scored. Europe was taking notice. But still, Guardiola hesitated. Palmer averaged a goal contribution every 85 minutes. The numbers were undeniable, the talent was obvious, but the promises kept coming. Next year will be your turn. Even when City sold key players, Palmer remained on the periphery. Even when opportunities arose, others were preferred. Even when he proved himself, the breakthrough never came. The final straw came in summer 2023. Guardiola offered him a loan to Burnley, a newly promoted side, a step backward. Palmer's response was simple: no, I want to leave. Sometimes the greatest favor someone can do for you is to let you go. While Guardiola questioned his readiness, England had no such doubts. Summer 2023, European Under-21 Championship, Palmer's chance to shine on the international stage. The tournament started slowly. England struggled. Palmer was finding his rhythm, but in the semi-finals, everything clicked. Against Israel, Palmer assisted the opening goal, scored the second, assisted the third, a masterclass in attacking play. Days later, the final. England versus Spain, European glory on the line. Palmer scored the winning free kick, curled into the top corner. Perfection. England were European champions. Palmer was the tournament's breakout star. His stock had never been higher. But returning to City meant returning to the bench, returning to promises, returning to frustration. International success had given Palmer something precious, the confidence to demand more. Then came the moment that would define Palmer's Chelsea career, a celebration so ice-cold it became his trademark. The Shrug. Simple, effortless, devastating. Palmer claims his friend Morgan Rogers invented it, used it for Middlesbrough. Palmer borrowed it, made it legendary. But the celebration was more than just a gesture. It was a statement, a mentality, a way of life. I don't get excited, Palmer seemed to say. This is what I do. This is normal for me. The Shrug became synonymous with Palmer's brilliance. Goal against Manchester City, Shrug. Penalty against Everton, Shrug. wonder strike against Luton, Shrug. Each celebration more iconic than the last. The nickname followed naturally. Cold Palmer, the ice-cold assassin, the player who never felt pressure. Social media exploded, memes were created, the legend was born. Sometimes the smallest gestures create the biggest impact. But celebrations mean nothing without substance, and Palmer's numbers speak louder than any gesture. September 2024, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Chelsea 6. Palmer's brilliant lob, goal of the month, another record in the making. Then came the historic moment, Brighton vs Chelsea, September 28, 2024. First half, 4 goals, all Palmer. The first Premier League player to score 4 goals in the first half of a match. History made, records shattered. Among those 4 goals was a stunning free kick, curled into the top corner, reminiscent of his European Championship winner. Perfection repeated. Chelsea's goal of the month, Palmer's second Premier League Player of the Month award, after just 50 appearances for the club. The statistics are staggering. First Chelsea player aged 21 or younger to reach 30 Premier League goal involvements in a season. Chelsea Player of the Year, Players Player of the Year, Premier League Young Player of the Season, Premier League Fans Player of the Year. But perhaps the sweetest moment came at Euro 2024. The final against Spain. Palmer came on in the 70th minute. 3 minutes later, goal. The equaliser. Proving Southgate wrong. Proving everyone wrong. At just 22 years old, Palmer has already achieved more than most players manage in entire careers. So there it stands, the complete story of how Cole Palmer outplayed everyone. From nearly being released at 16 to becoming the Premier League's most exciting talent, Palmer's journey proves that sometimes the greatest revenge is simply being yourself. He didn't just prove his doubters wrong, he made them look foolish. He didn't just succeed despite the rejection, he succeeded because of it. He didn't just play football, he refined what ice-cold brilliance looks like. But while Palmer conquered England through intelligence and composure, there's another story of a player who dominated through pure pace and precision in one of football's most impossible journeys. If you enjoyed this story of how Cole Palmer proved everyone wrong, make sure to subscribe for more incredible football stories like this. And let me know in the comments, which current player do you think is most underrated and could have a similar breakthrough? I read every single comment, and your suggestions help shape future videos.